Hey everybody, this is Ben here at That Cologne Guy, coming at you with a review chock full of reasons why we should celebrate today. First and foremost, let me just say, today, of course, is Friday the 13th. And so for all horror fans out there, happy Friday the 13th to you. There was no other way that I could commence this episode. I have so much fun on Friday the 13th, and today is the day. You might think to yourself, why do something different? Why not celebrate Friday the 13th in your episode? Because I already have, my friends. So check out in the top right here, check out the card in the top right for the episode where I talked about what Jason Voorhees would wear. Now, what would Jason Voorhees of Friday the 13th, of course, what would he wear as cologne? Well, you're just going to have to watch that one and find out. And let me know if you agree or disagree. What a brilliant film it is. And it's about, of course, the first one, a lot of people think. In fact, I won't give it away. You know what? I won't give it away if you haven't seen it. Brilliant films. Happy Friday the 13th to you. And of course, this is also the episode in which we are celebrating a belated Mother's Day. So in the U.S., it was last Sunday, so I'm a tad late. In other countries, though, it's a little bit different. In Guatemala, it was 3 days ago. And so let me know if you are in a country that does not share Mother's Day with the U.S., and maybe it hasn't even happened yet. So maybe my Mother's Day episode is not belated if you are in Luxembourg. Who knows? Just let me know, okay? And happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there, whether it be mothers, stepmothers, mothers to fur babies, any way possible that it can be connected. Happy belated Mother's Day, and possibly if you're in Luxembourg, Mother's Day. Who knows? So, in celebration of Mother's Day, of course, I am checking out Exceptional Because You Are. For women. No, it's not for women. It's tailor-made for women. Okay? So there. Before I start the review, though, let me just very quickly say, since last Friday, yet again, and it wasn't Friday the 13th last week, but still we had quite the suspense scenes full. I won't say kill count. Come on. I'm not going to do that. All right? We had quite the suspense scenes full amount of subscribers, and I really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. I don't usually wear Iron Maiden t-shirts. I'm just on, and forget to shave, I'm just on vacation. So that's another reason to celebrate this episode. See what I mean? Celebration abounds when it comes to this week. So, and it feels good to be on #vacay. Let me tell you something. It feels great. And so I'm really enjoying this week, and I'm going to enjoy this episode, but I enjoy every single episode that I do. So this is exceptional ... because you are. And if it sounds corny, if it sounds #cringeworthy, it's because it is. So the house is by Exceptional Parfums, or Parfums. And you might know, by the way, this is the one that gets sent a lot if you get, I think it's Fragrance Net. If not, I think it's fragrancenet.com. This one came in as a free sample as part of one of the bottles that subscriber Brian generously sent to me. And so this week, on vacation, you see how that works, away from the office, you know where I'm going with this, and indeed, you're right, I wore this women's perfume around the house. You see what I do for you? This is all for you. So this is exceptional ... because you are. And I have a few things to say about this when it comes to the notes. This is a 2008 floral. Now here's the thing. So as far as nomenclature, like I said, this is the Exceptional Parfums. That's the house. I really don't have too much to say other than I'm glad they have the 3 dots. That's kind of cool. But the Exceptional Because You Are, it is #cringeworthy. And then we have not just parfum or for women, but it's tailor-made for women. That's all I'm going to say on the nomenclature. Plus, you get a coupon. This is the standard one that you get in a lot of the Fragrance Net purchases. And so I'm just wanting to read really quick what they say. A distinctly feminine fragrance featuring a crisp and elegant introduction, a lightly spiced floral heart, and a sensual dry down. Do they succeed in that? Not really. Here's the thing with this one. This is a 2008 floral. And this, in my estimation, this really is a dupe of the 1998 wildly successful for Ralph Lauren romance. So here's the thing here. They list for their notes floral. That's all that they say. Then I also found a floral aquatic. And so here's what I get out of the notes. Don't know if they're there, but I get lily. I get a very synthetic violet. And then I get lilac. I couldn't find it anywhere or others mentioning it, but I feel like there's some lilac in there. And then last but not least, like I said, in the dry down, it does take a little turn into more of an aquatic, even exotic, quixotic. All right, sorry about that. Notes. And so this is a decade after. This is riding the coattails of the smashing success of Ralph Lauren's romance. So that was 1998. This is a decade later, 2008. And so a lot of times I will dance around the topic of whether or not it's a dupe or a clone. To me, this one is a clone of romance. I've bought that one before. I bought it from my aunt. I actually really like romance by Ralph Lauren. I think it's a wonderful choice for a gift. Obviously, otherwise I wouldn't have given it. And I think it is one that flies under the radar for a lot of people. It's had its time. I mean, my God, it's 24 years old now, and so it's a classic. It's a very, very robust, good, lovely perfume. So this one seems to be riding on its coattails, and that's already going to make me a little grumpy. Here's what I think of this fragrance when it comes to, if you're going to make a dupe, if you're going to copy something, it should be like, 1/10 of the price so that people go, all right, it's close enough and I need to save some money. Here's the thing though. This is an EDP and it is like, I looked right before I started recording and it's $60 some for a 3.4 ounce. Now, I think Ralph Lauren I saw was around $100 romance for a 3.4 ounce. So you could say, well, that is quite a bit cheaper. Here's what I would do. Save your money on this one. Save your money and buy the tester for Ralph Lauren, because the tester I noticed was within a couple dollars difference from just purchasing this one. Is the bottle as nice? No, perhaps not. And it'll say tester on it. Is the box the same? It's not the same. There might not even be a box. Who really cares though if you're looking for the scent? This is an ultra floral, if you haven't smelled both of them. This is only for people who really, really like ultra floral fragrances. And even then, I think it's going to be more for a mature audience. So let's look at gender then. This one is going to be a 95-5 split, meaning I think people who own this and have this as their signature scent, I see this as 95% women and 5% men because of the fact that it is ultra floral. There's nothing unisex about this in terms of traditional scents and notes that we associate, like lily and violet to a certain extent, and lilac, with women's perfume. So that's gender. And then age, I think you're going to be looking at probably something along the lines of 40 and up. Do I want to say it's a grandma-ish scent on my Mother's Day episode? I do not. So we're just going to say 40 and up are the most likely audience for this. I can see this a lot as a gift, giving this as a gift to people, because here's the good news. The good news is it has one of those. Remember when I talked about in British English, they always say I don't dislike it. That is essentially this in a bottle. This is like British English. I don't dislike it in a bottle. Like no one's gonna say I don't like it. Few people will say I don't like it. I'm sorry. Few people will say I like it. Most people will say I don't dislike it, and that's where I'm at, because it is quite generic indeed. It's certainly not worth the price tag of $60 some. This one just doesn't cut the mustard. It doesn't, because it has it's nice. But that's it. And there's really nothing incredibly original about this fragrance. And I have to say, well, I'll talk about the rating later. How's that? So when it comes to versatility, if you like florals, this will be, I would say, well, if you like florals, this will be incredibly versatile for you. I see this personally more as someone who really loves to celebrate spring. So I see this as a woman going on some sort of outdoor social event, like a wedding reception, something like that, outside in just getting the summer dresses out of the closet for the year, and it's around now. It's May, in fact. And it's the weather is starting to change, and there's that feeling of I want to celebrate spring. Somebody had somebody said that this smells exactly like 1990s scented tampons. Now, for obvious reasons, I can't speak to that, okay? So I cannot speak to that at all. I can only tell you that more than one person said that this smelled like 1990s scented tampons. And so maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. That might help you. I will say this, all jokes aside, though, I will say that a lot of people said that this smells like pencil shavings. I don't get that at all. I don't know. I don't get the pencil shavings whatsoever. To me, I feel when I first put this on, I feel like I'm walking through a garden, not a vegetable garden, but just a garden full of a Parisian garden, full of flowers and aromas emanating off them. I do feel that way, and then the first 15 minutes, it's really a biting. There's a very strong aroma to the beginning. If you don't like florals, you will not like that. And unfortunately, it is a synthetic opening. And then there's no one's out in Nice, southern France, picking flowers for this one. This is definitely in a laboratory with chemists. And then on top of it, around the 1.5 hour mark, 2 maybe, it starts to veer and the aquatic notes come up. And that's when actually I really like this one as much as I could possibly like it. Now, the problem, though, with that is right when it starts to heat up for me is right when it starts to dissipate. So let's talk longevity, sillage, and projection. When it comes to longevity, for an EDP, we are going to bust out inner Eeyore because we are looking at about 2 to 3 hours, especially when you consider that I'm just coming off 7 weeks of Mancera fragrances where I was rocking 10 hours a day, and they were also samples. So to get 2.5 is not really good. That is not good at all for an EDP, especially when they're trying to charge over $60 for a 3.4 ounce. So definitely busting out Eeyore for that. When it comes to sillage, it's nice, but again, the problem is if you're going to be out in the heat, if you're going to be inside all day. So if let's say you were a jeweler, right? Let's say if you work where you're dealing with a lot of customers throughout the day, you work in sales and you're always inside. I think this would be a nice choice, actually. I think it'd be a nice choice because it's not going to offend anyone. I think it'd be perfect for the office, especially if you're working with customers, people you don't know whether or not they like fragrance. Some people find fragrances very off-putting, but it does have a very nice I'm wearing fragrance feel to it without making them, cough or headache inducing them. It could you though in the first 15 minutes. So here's what I would say when I think of this fragrance. I would think here's what I would think. I would think someone who likes floral, almost definitely going to be a woman, probably over 40. I know. And I'm going to say works in sales, wears it throughout the day, because it has the quote-unquote nice feel to it. There's nothing incredibly sensual about this one. It is the generic nice, right? And so it's like the friend in the group that no one really chooses as their top pick, right, for the hottie. Right, it's like, he's the nice guy surrounded by hot guys, right? And so, or she has a nice personality, and then her friends are all hot, right? So that one is this one, unfortunately. Don't look at me like that. Okay, so that is exceptional for women. Because you are, and it's tailor-made for women, by the way. So I'm thinking office, I'm thinking sales, I'm thinking, selling cars, selling jewelry, something where you're talking to new people like every, 15, 20, 30 minutes. I think you would probably get some compliments, and I definitely think that it would not be off-putting. So, and it would be light. And then I also think somebody would be in the spring for outdoor social events. Again, if you were going to be around some people who might not like fragrance, because you would really have to bathe in this thing if you were outside, unless you put like a whole bunch of sprays on your clothes. That might work for you, and hair. To have it stay on to the point that you would get compliments and people would notice it. The sillage would really have to be only happen if you're wearing it on your clothes. Because quite frankly, if you put a lot of this on your skin and then you get ready and then you leave and drive to this event and it takes you, half hour, 45 minutes to actually get to the event itself, it's already it's about half over anyway, as far as the longevity. So this one would definitely be one you'd have to spray throughout the day. Some people don't mind that at all. I don't like that. Some people say I could care less. I like how it smells. I don't mind reapplying. This would be a nice one to keep in the office. Right? So most of us do keep kind of a relief pitcher in the office in case we are not able to get fragrance on that day, and we keep a bottle in the office. This would be a wonderful choice for that. But I mean, it's $60. Come on. This should be, if you can get Nautica Voyage for a $20 bill, charging $60-some for this is criminal, okay? I hate to be grumpy on Mother's Day, but it is belated Mother's Day, and it's Friday the 13th, so it's like the inner Jason Voorhees in me that's coming out. And I'm on vacation, so I have no excuse to be grumpy, other than I'm just grumpy because they need to do a better job. This one does not cut the mustard. If you're going to be a dupe, if you're going to be a copy, then you better be way, way, way cheaper, and you better provide a specific reason to go after this one. They really don't do that in this product. So it's kind of, the marketing scheme is kind of odd here, I find. All right, so that is where I see it. It's not so much of the versatility, really, is first of all, if you like floral or not. If you do, then like I said, this would be perfect for somebody in sales, working indoors, or people who just love to celebrate spring. It'd be a great choice, actually, for someone like that. So that is the versatility, the age, the gender, the longevity, the sillage, and the projection. And, I guess, well, and really event. So when it comes to the rating, here's the thing. I have struggled because this one really, really dances close to a 2 out of 5 sprays. It does. I know. You're upset. And you're thinking to yourself, how could he give a 2 out of 5 during his belated Mother's Day episode? It smells very, very nice. It's a 2.5. If you really want to know, all right, and you don't want to join my OnlyFans, where I normally would just, tell you specific things that I just reserve for my OnlyFans people. This actually is a 2.5 for me, but I don't give half sprays. in honor of the ladies watching my episode, especially in honor of all, I have had many women request over the years, request me to review women's fragrances, and I'm always honored to do that. I really enjoy that. It's a lot of fun for me, something I greatly appreciate. And as I said before, when I look at the analytics, I'm about 60-40 when it comes to people who watch, meaning 60% are the bros and 40% are the ladies. That's very, very nice of you to do that. And a lot of them have asked me to review fragrances in the past, and so I certainly enjoy that. So I'm in the giving mood. Okay, so the tension here is on a 2.5. Should I go down to celebrate Jason Voorhees and Friday the 13th, or should I go up to celebrate the moms? I'm going to go up. So I'm going to give this barely, my friends, a 3 out of 5. This is a 3 out of 5 sprays. It's the 2.5 who goes to the cultural event to get the extra credit student. Barely a 3. And I mean barely a 3. And I'll tell you why. I'm taking off one just straight out of the box because it is ultra floral. And even if you like that, the first 15 minutes have it's a synthetic, biting, almost headache-inducing synthetic smell. It really is. The first 15 minutes. Then it starts to settle down, and I like it. So I'm thinking, all right, I'll dock one spray there. Then I found out that they're charging $60-some for this when no one is off, no one is walking through the fields of Nice, France, picking flowers. There's nothing natural about this one, and yet they're still charging $60-some for a 3.4 ounce. No. And so we're going to dock another spray there. And then again, I probably would have docked a third one, because if you're going to make a dupe on Ralph Lauren's Romance, from 1988, then it needs to bring something new or be way cheaper, and it's not. And then if we want to keep going, the longevity is just not there at all for an EDP. So as you can see, really we are looking closer at more of a 2. But when it comes to the fragrance itself, it's nice. It's a nice fragrance. But that's it. And so it's an odd marketing scheme. Like I said, if you're going to copy something, then really hit it out of the ballpark, or make it smell exactly like that one, but charge 1/10 of the price. It's an odd fragrance. That's all I can say. It's the one that they always throw in, right, as the free sample. Maybe that's why. It's kind of hey guys, try this. It lacks personality, to say the least, and so I would, any other day I'd probably dance closer to a 2, but we're gonna go 3 on this one, especially because I have smelled Ralph Lauren's Romance, and I do like that one. Of course, like I said, I bought it as a gift. I really like it. It holds its own. It's a wonderful fragrance. Save your money. Don't buy this one if you really like Ralph Lauren as Romance, and it's just a little bit out of your price range. Then do one of two things. If you've never tried it, always get a sample anyway. Don't blind buy anything. If you've had it before, or if you really do want to just take the plunge, then I would say absolutely either get a 1.7 ounce, or what I would do, frankly, is get the 3.4 tester. Yes, the box is different and the bottle is different, as I said earlier, but no one really cares. It's the same fragrance. Okay, so that's that. If you really do think, though, that you are exceptional, and I think you are, because you are, then of course this fragrance is tailor-made for you. Hashtag. You know what? Look, when I do the editing, I get 3 hashtags. Right? I'm gonna use one of them as hashtag cringeworthy. I will do that, because exceptional because you are. Yeah, that's bizarre. All right, so we are going to go begrudgingly 3 sprays, 3 out of 5 sprays for exceptional ... because you are. I'm going to go 1 on each side of the wrist. These are going to be dabs. These are going to be 3 dabs, not sprays, in this one, because this one doesn't have an atomizer. So we're going to go 3 out of 5 dabs this episode, and I will go 1 on each wrist and 1 on the vacay beard. So I will Okay. Boom. Boom. And boom. Just like this right here. Just kind of across the neck. So you can see here, I did not sear through all of this juice. This was a tough review, but you know what? That you can't love them all. You can't love them all. Plus, it's good that you see a genuine review where somebody's not just this kind of salesperson / cheerleader for every single product. I call it as I see it, as I smell it. Okay? So, again, happy belated Mother's Day to all the mommers out there. I, of course, as you know, have the best one out there. I've said many times over the years, I have thrown in inside jokes throughout episodes, and my episodes are not short, and my mom has caught every single one, and that is impressive. So happy belated Mother's Day to you, Mom, and of course to all, happy Friday the 13th. You know what? This has been a lot of fun. I really appreciate all of your support. Never forget that if you don't have much to say about this one, let me know what your scent of the day is, especially if you've stumbled onto this episode because you're really looking for reviews for specifically this fragrance. Always let me know. I really enjoy knowing what you're wearing, and then I go to Fragrantica and I check it out, and that's a lot of fun for me. And if you disagree, let me know what you think of this fragrance. If you wear it, I would love to know if you guys agree or disagree or had a similar opinion. I always enjoy all points of view, any sort of comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure you turn on smash, just like Jason Voorhees would on Friday the 13th, that notification bell, especially if you watch me on your phone. And don't forget, my friends, always remember, fragrance marks the celebration of today. Take care, everybody. This is an ultra floral fragrance. And so, you know, as we've talked about before, fragrances nowadays, most niche companies, in fact, only put out for women and men. They don't even really deal with gender or divisions in gender, by gender. They just put out fragrances, and if you like them, you like them. And I like that, actually. I think it's a much better situation than it was, 20, 30 years ago. When I first started this hobby, I mentioned this before, so forgive me for repeating. When I first started this hobby, I would notice that in Fragrantica, in the chats, in the discussion boards and such, a lot of women would say, I wear men's fragrances a lot, right? But the opposite necessarily wasn't true. So you wouldn't see a lot of men saying, I wear, you would see it, but just not nearly as frequently, where men would say, I buy women's fragrances. And I thought to myself, that's like, why are women wearing men's fragrances? But now I fully understand, because back then, the women's market, a women's perfume oftentimes was relegated to, you guessed it, a floral. So if you're a woman and you don't like florals, then years ago it would have been difficult, and you would have essentially been, gone into the unisex and for men and marketing fragrances. So we live in wonderful times now, because most companies have just decided to go, everything is just unisex, and you try it on, and if you like it, you like it. This one. So what I'm trying to say is,